If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
My name is BM Fox and this is the Beginner's Guide Day 8. On Day 8, just like Day 4, the biggest army list is being published in the newspaper. Let's start with this. I'm gonna go to the newspaper, scroll all the way down. The world's mightiest armies. As you can see, I am still ranked number 1 with 15%, followed by the Northern United States with 11%, and thirdly Sweden with 8%. My allied Russian Empire only has 3%. As you can see here, tax revenue has been stolen. Vast amounts of today's tax revenue of the fair people of London were intercepted and stolen by unknown robbers. This happened twice. What is this? Those are spies on economical sabotage. Let's start with this. What are spies? Let's go to the espionage menu. As you can see here, I have 0 spies a day. So I also have $0 costs a day. It costs $10,000 to recruit 1 spy. When you have spies, you can send them on espionage missions. I can send him on counter-espionage. Then basically what I can do now is buying a spy and put it in counter-espionage in London so that I can't get sabotaged again. Secondly, I can send spies on intelligence mission. With this option, you can try to intercept messages that your enemy is sending to his coalition or to other players in the game, and you can also see the trades that he is sending or receiving. Next is the economical sabotage. This is what happened in London. With this you can hurt the economy and steal resources of your enemy. And finally you have military sabotage. With military sabotage you can send spies on a sabotage mission to take out buildings, reveal units, and when you are lucky you can even reveal the entire army of your opponent. The most interesting buildings for military sabotage, for example, are air bases. You can take down an airbase from which your enemy is operating just before they change. This way his planes are gonna turn into convoy units and you can kill them easily. Now, how do you put spies in somebody's terrain? I can, for example, go to this province. I click here on spies. Then here I get this spy menu that pops up. I can recruit for 10,000 a spy here. And then I can send it either on the intelligence, economical sabotage, or military sabotage missions. I can also use gold if I want. With 9,450 gold you can reveal the entire army of a country. This one can also be interesting sometimes if you're really getting pounded by bomber planes and you have nowhere to go. But for 4,000 gold you can take out the airbase and you're gonna be at peace for a while. If I want to put a spy on counter-espionage, I just go to one of my provinces, I recruit, I put it on counter-espionage. It's pretty simple really. I usually use spies on the bigger maps like the World at War map, which is a map with 100 players. It takes longer to finish a map like that, and in these cases you have more money and you can afford to buy spies. On smaller maps like the 22 Clash of Nations map where we are in here now, it can be a bit more difficult to use spies. Now, who has used spies against me? It was the Northern States of America. He tried to bring over a battleship here which collided with my stack here, which has aggressive fire settings, so I've killed it. My units are damaged a bit, but I won that fight. After that, out of Iceland, he came scouting with a strategical bomber which has a large range, and at this point I contacted him through the diplomacy menu and I have offered him peace, which he has accepted. So I have managed to use diplomacy successfully because I'm not motivated at all to launch a big scale invasion into the United States. I prefer to stay in Europe and Africa. I'm a bit wary though, so what I'm doing right now, I am fortifying everywhere around my core provinces. I have here now 8 cruisers, 6 destroyers, 5 infantry, 5 naval bombers, and an interceptor. All units are upgraded to level 2 now. Speaking of that, let's check out my entire army now. I have 10 cruisers, 7 destroyers, 18 infantry, 5 naval bombers, 4 anti-tanks, 4 armored cars, 4 anti-air, 5 artillery, 3 SP artillery, 3 tank destroyers, 10 interceptors, 8 tactical bombers and 1 strategic bomber. All my troops have now been upgraded to level 2. My infantry is level 3, so this is how I like it. All my units have been upgraded nicely. I've also produced here a strategical bomber. As you can see, these babies have an extreme large range. They are perfect to take out enemy buildings. You can see it here in the stats. It deals 15 damage to buildings. It's not at all good against units. It's solely used to take out buildings and to decrease province morale. Due to its very large range, of which allies they get 15% range extra and 15% extra health points, which is very good because this way my unit gets killed less fast, because you can't escort it with interceptors because the range is too large. So these babies, they are great for deep scouting and to take out the enemy's economy. So if you're playing with allies, you should definitely have a couple of those strategical bombers. If your enemy has made the mistake to only have his military buildings at level 1 with 3 strategical bombers, you can take out a level 1 building with a single shot. From day 8 onwards, it's pretty straightforward actually. I'm just gonna continue to build tactical bombers and interceptors because those are like the best units that allies have. I'm also gonna continue to produce SP artillery and tank destroyers, as these are also great units for allies doctrine. Also, my economy is looking great. I'm gonna select all my industry. I have now in all my core provinces level 4 industry or almost level 4. All my recruitment stations are level 2 and upgrading to level 3. And beside that, I'm also building a couple more recruitment centers level 3 here in Portsmouth and in Northampton, because as you can see, I don't have a lot of manpower, but I have quite a lot of resources, so I would like to have more manpower. The only way to have more manpower is to build recruitment stations. There is one last economical building that I haven't explained to you, which I'm gonna do now, and that is the propaganda office. The propaganda office increases morale in a province over time by raising its target morale. Now, I advise you not to build this building. It's not very interesting, it costs a lot to build, and the morale effect of the propaganda office is only applied in the province where you build it. It's more interesting to conquer a capital, which gives you a 10% morale increase and which stops your provinces from instant rebellion. This is why I'm now moving to Villa Siraneros to take it out to get my 10% morale increase, and I'm gonna do the same here in Algiers. This way I'm taking 2 capitals in the same day before day change comes. This way all this new territory will be completely safe against rebellion, because the further you expand from your capital, the lower morale gets and the more rebellions you can have. For this reason, on larger maps, at a certain point you're gonna move your capital from your core provinces and you're gonna put it into another continent, and you can build it in another city. I can click here on a city construction. When I scroll down the list special, I can build another capital here in Uja. It takes normally 12 hours, but due to my lower morale, it takes longer. And then what is happening when you move your capital out of your core provinces, the morale of your core provinces is going to start to drop. When you decide to move your capital out of your core provinces into another continent, you should start building propaganda offices, because morale will go down in your cores when you move the capital, and this way with propaganda offices you can keep your morale still at 100% in all your resource provinces. This is basically it for the beginner's guide day 8. I have constructed these past 8 days the foundations of my future military empire. I'm now strong both economically and military. I'm gonna continue popping out units. I'm gonna continue to expand until the map is won. I hope you have liked these beginners tutorial series. Plenty more beginners content is going to come on my channel, so please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see each other soon for another video.